So I'm a licensed clinical social worker. That means you have to get a master's in social work and then get 2,000 hours of supervised clinical hours to get your clinical license. And in my practice, my specialty is trauma and attachment trauma. I do a lot of adoption work and also adults who've experienced trauma. So what I do is for people who've been traumatized, they need help understanding how to get grounded and sort of how to understand what's going on in their bodies. So music helps in a couple of different ways. So music can help, especially with younger clients. I just teach them about what their bodies feel like. So getting in touch with your body and trauma is really important, and music can really help with that. So say for the younger clients that I play like a really fast song and sort of get them engaged by dancing to it, then we measure their heart rate and we talk about how their body feels, and then we might play a slower song and just sort of like breathe to that one. Then we measure their heart rate, talk about like now how their body's responding. For adolescent clients, I might do something a little different. I might measure how they're feeling. So on a scale of 10, how, if their issue is anxiety, how anxious are you feeling right now? Say they give me a 7, then we play a song that they really like, preferably one that's somewhat relaxing. We listen to it, we kind of apply mindfulness as well, listen to the different parts of the song, and then they rate their anxiety afterwards. And I think a lot of adolescents or teens are kind of surprised to find that it really does have an effect on where they are, how they feel. Well, so I think that, just kind of like what we were talking about, that it can bring awareness. So it can get people engaged in sort of um, being mindful. It can get people engaged in being aware of how what they hear, the sounds, and how that affects them. One of the things that I do also is drumming with clients, and drumming can be really therapeutic because one of the techniques I use is called EMDR, which stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's a lot. It's a lot to take. But one of the things that we employ is using tappers to provide bilateral stimulation. So trauma gets stuck on the right side of the brain, and we can't connect the left side, the reasoning side, to things that trigger us. So when we do bilateral stimulation, we connect with the left and the right and the left and the right. Well, drumming can have a similar effect. So that can also provide some relief from their tension and stress and overwhelming feelings. Well, I think what it does is that it reminds me to sort of slow down and reconnect too. Because, as a mom and a therapist and a wife and all those things, I think that it's really easy to get caught up in all the things that we have to do, but it reminds me to be connected and be mindful and sort of slow my life down too.